New Orleans Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
Happy Mardi Gras, everyone, and welcome once again to our annual coverage of one of the great events of Mardi Gras in New Orleans, and that's the Endymion Parade, now rolling in its 25th year. My name is Warren Bell.
And my name is Nikki Reyes. Good evening, everybody. Happy Endymion 2000. And with us, we have the magnificent roving reporter, Mr. Doug Joubert.
Hey, Doug.
Oh, hey, Warren. Thank you for letting me join you guys.
Makeup looks good tonight, Doug.
Thank you. Well, you know, you did a good job.
Doug.
This is a
Actually,
special
I like
edition.
that shirt.
Not as nice
That
as
is
this, though.
No,
Look at
this is
look,
nicer.
Look at this. That's pretty.
From my friends at Smart Set.
Oh,
See, I got that plug in already, Kathy.
Right. I don't know. This is.
Thank you, Miss Beverly.
Had to get it in early.
Tonight we are here along Canal Street where the parade, we understand, is not that far away. It's
No,
going
it's
to be
right
a great
there.
night. For your reference point, we're here right along Canal at Galvez. The parade's been moving now for about a half hour. We're told it's up at Broad and Canal and should be here very shortly. First, some messages, though, from our sponsors at the Greater New Orleans Chrysler Plymouth Dealers Association. All right, you're looking at the Endymion marching parades as this parade has finally arrived at Canal and Galvez.
Warren, I hear that familiar sound.
Baby. Look who's at the front of this float, or this first rolling bandwagon.
Coming up shortly. There he
babe.
is. Look at that smile.
Hey, baby.
Look at that smile. Mr.
One of the
Pete
legends
Fountain.
of New Orleans music. Pete Fountain started playing music as a youngster in the Crescent City a few decades ago.
And then he played in many of the city's music clubs with most of the great traditional and pop jazz musicians of the 40s and 50s, so of course, he's an icon.
And he's one of the people being celebrated tonight as Endymion 2000 rolls on. Here come the flambeaux.
Our famous flambeaux that New Orleans is so known for. And we've got 10 of them, Endymion flambeaux.
And of course, Endymion created a whole new technology. The old flambeau carried dripping gasoline.
Yes.
This is a much safer unit now.
And now we've got the Jerusalem Temple motorcycle escorts. I'm really glad that they're not stopping us on the side of the road. It's just kind of scary sometimes. The only time you hear this really is during carnival time. And
yeah, it's a good sound at this time.
Oh, it is.
Again, these are the Shriners from the Jerusalem Temple. They've got the Harley units, the Honda units, then the dune buggies, and the dune buggies are just a few feet. I think you can see the dune buggies in your television screen, folks.
Look at that.
These guys have a lot of fun.
Warren, how much do you think that we spend on beads to throw, like if we ride
geez.
a parade?
It's been a few years since I read those numbers, but it's literally millions of dollars being spent over the 2 weeks for all of the different parades that have all those guys and ladies throwing these things.
Right. Also,
and of course, it's no longer just beads, it's doubloons.
Yeah.
There are all kinds of innovative new trinkets every year.
Other paraphernalia. And even though a parade might start at 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, I mean, we have to get somewhere 5 hours ahead of schedule.
Oh, yeah. Especially on a day like this, the Endymion Parade starts to affect traffic flow as of about 12 noon because people are already heading that way. Again, those are the Jerusalem Temple dune buggies, and I believe our boy Doug Joubert is downstairs somewhere amidst the noise.
Hey, Doug, what are you doing? What are you doing, Doug? What are you doing?
One of the Cox cable shows that you can see on a regular basis is the Toro Un Poco with Julio Guichard. Julio has disappeared down here somewhere. Hey, Julio, how you doing?
Fine, you?
Yeah, fine. You brought some friends here today, huh?
Yes, I have some friends coming from Miami.
Okay.
This is the first time they're coming to the parade.
Well, let me go and introduce myself. Do you mind?
Yes?
Yeah, all right, here we go. First off, Rolando Millet. Rolando, how you like Mardi Gras?
We love it.
Yeah. What do you're an actor, right?
Yeah. I do some independent films and some commercials in Miami.
This your first Mardi Gras?
First Mardi Gras.
What do you think?
Unbelievable, bigger than I even expected.
It is pretty big. Come on, come on, come on. Where are you from?
Here.
Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm in Baton Rouge.
And this your first one or no?
No, actually, it's my third.
Okay, you like it so far?
Here in New Orleans for Endymion, yeah, but we're having a good time. Happy Mardi Gras.
Hey, thanks for coming. We appreciate it. Back upstairs.
We know Mr. Julio Guichard. He's a wonderful man. And actually, the gentleman that just spoke that said that he was from Baton Rouge is Rudy, his son.
Ah.
Yes, looks just like old Daddy-O.
I thought there was a
And,
little
you know,
family resemblance there.
Miami also has their little Calle Ocho, little festival going on, but they don't have these doom buggies. that
Nothing
we
like
got here
this,
at
that's
Mardi
right.
Gras. And look at them, huh?
Let's pay some bills, some messages from our sponsors. Parade coverage here on Cox of Endymion 2000, brought to you by our friends at the Greater New Orleans Chrysler Plymouth Dealers Association. At home in the Superdome, that's the theme of this year's Endymion 2000 Carnival Parade. Warren Bell and Nikki Reyes at home here on Canal Street, bringing you continued live coverage. And right now, you've been watching the U.S. Marine Corps Color Guard, soon to be followed by the U.S. Marine Corps Band out of New Orleans. Yeah, man.
Here comes the music. Beautiful. And now coming up are the most beautiful horses you have ever seen. Oh, look at that.
Coming into the foreground here,
I love those shoes, Warren.
Budweiser Clydesdales.
Just gorgeous. And then,
This, I believe, is the Plaquemines Parish Sheriff's Posse coming up.
the flags. You know, and you just look at it with great anticipation because you know what's coming behind. You know what's going to be coming.
You know what's really amazing? This parade is 5 miles long.
Is that so?
As the initial units are getting to the Superdome, which is where everything wraps up, the last units are actually just getting out of City Park and onto the road. Doug Joubert's got someone down along Canal Street as we watch the Plaquemines Parish Sheriff's Posse passing on by. Doug?
Let's see, we got Massachusetts, we got Mexico, and now we have Tennessee, right? Tennessee? Right, Tennessee. I never know by the T here, you know, by the T here. What made y'all come from Tennessee?
We've just got relatives and friends that live down here.
And, what do you think of Mardi Gras?
I love it. It's so much fun.
Well, you're from Tennessee too?
Yes.
Why did you come?
For Mardi Gras, of course.
Oh yeah. For the beads, for the what? Britney Spears, what?
Probably for the beads.
Okay, not the Britney Spears. Now you couldn't make up your mind before. I asked you where you're from. You said Georgia. No, Texas. No, and he's got an Arizona Rattlers hat on here. Where are you from?
I'm from Texas.
But you live in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't know where he lives. You are the cutest little thing I've ever seen. You live here, right?
Right.
You like Mardi Gras?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And why do you like Mardi Gras?
Because you get beads.
Woo, yeah. Oh, wait, you don't have any beads yet. Where's your beads? Oh, there we go. Look, here's the beads. There's the beads. Ah, you see, that's what you're here for, the beads.
The
Back to you
beads.
guys.
I'd love to know what we do after we get the beads. Do we melt them all together and then make some?
Then we sort the beads. Then we store the beads.
And then we make a beautiful vase out of the melted beads. You know, not only does NOPD put in 16 hours a day, I'm talking individual officers, sergeants, and our, you know, the whole ensemble of the New Orleans Police Department. But can you imagine incorporating those 16 hours during Mardi Gras?
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Just outside our platform, you're looking at the Plaquemines Parish Sheriff's Posse. Our live continuing coverage of Endymion 2000 will be right back after these messages.
Down in New Orleans where the blues was born, it takes a cool cat to blow a horn. On LaSalle and Rampart Street, the combo.
All right, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Endymion 2000. We are celebrating it right here on Canal Street, brought to you by our lovely friends, Greater New Orleans Chrysler Plymouth. We are on Cox Communications 10. I am Nikki Reyes.
And I'm Warren Bell. The parade is finally approaching. Right outside our portal right now is the Gretna Police Department posse, another one of those horse-mounted units. These are basically sheriff's department members who own their own horses, train their own horses, and do their own thing on Carnival Day to add that little bit of extra flair. Meanwhile, in this convertible is the the chaplain for the Endymion Parade, and he's the pastor of St. Pius X Catholic Church in New Orleans. Reverend Clinton Doskey's been a part of that Endymion Parade forever and ever.
Ever since its inception.
1967.
Absolutely, and he's looking wonderful.
And he's still having a great time, as you can see for yourself.
Well, I can respect that, most definitely, since the beginning of time.
Well,
you know,
no,
for
at least since
Reverend
1967.
Clinton Doskey. Yeah, well, I say since 67, I say, you know, for Mardi Gras. And you have your own convertible, and you get to throw your own beads. That's my point.
I like that Mustang.
And I hear some drums. I hear some action going on.
I know those drums anywhere, honey. That's St. Aug. I'm sorry. I'm partial to these guys.
Well, yes, but tell our friends outside of Louisiana about St. Augustine.
St. Augustine High School has probably one of the best known, probably the best known high school band in the entire state of Louisiana. The gentleman riding in the convertible just ahead of the band is Mr. Edwin Hampton. Been band leader there, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say 45 years.
Wow.
But I think it may be 48 years, and that's Mr. Hamp. As you're watching that convertible on your screen, he's to the far right, the distinguished gentleman with the gray beard.
Wow. And we've got 100 marching band members this evening.
Usually it's over 100 band members, and then of course you have the drill team, the color guard, etc. When St. Aug starts playing, you got to shut up because you can't talk over St. Aug.
And they're also known as the Purple Knights.
The Purple Knights. This is from Earth, Wind, and Fire, In the Stone. Mr. Hampton told me he'd be playing it for us. St. Augustine High School marching 100. These folks have been with Endymion from the beginning. That is why they have the coveted #1 spot in the parade.
We see it coming, and our first float
This is float A, and this is a very important, a very special float.
Canal Street at Galvez is where it is right now. Almost.
This is the float carrying the captain of Endymion. And this float represents the spirit of Mardi Gras in the Dome, which of course is our theme this year. At home in the Dome is the theme of Endymion 2000.
Beautiful, huh?
We want you to see this outfit, folks.
Look at the fleur-de-lis, just totally illuminated.
Again, I don't know what folks like better, and I guess it depends on the individual. Some people will tell you it's all about the floats. I know many people who say they just want to see these incredible outfits. The ones worn not only by the women, but by the men. Look at the captain of Endymion. A tunic of purple velvet trimmed in purple, green, and gold stones.
Obviously, the official colors of Mardi Gras.
And then you have the beaded gold applique.
Yes.
Look at the collar, Nikki.
Look,
the collar is designed to remind you of the Superdome's rooftop. Look at that.
Novel
Amazing,
idea.
huh?
Novel idea.
Studded with twinkling miniature lights, framed in purple plumes. Whoa.
All surrounding a bas-relief.
And this is a brand new float also. We should mention.
Let's listen to the music.
Hail, Captain of Endymion.
Woo! Happy Mardi Gras, everybody. Hey, babies.
I think the guys are upset this year. They're noticing we're protected by chicken wire. You know, they had a little fun with me last year, Nikki.
You were belted as I was the year before that, Warren.
Honey, darling,
I know.
they hit me in places we can't even talk about on
Warren,
television.
But did you have those beautiful purple and green and gold colors on you after the...
I'm hurting just thinking about it.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, let me say this one, Miss Nikki.
Yeah.
This is St. Mary's Academy, and now I have to sound like a proud father.
Oh.
Because just behind that flag and that color guard, there's a little cheerleader with my name on her name.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Which one? Okay,
oh,
we're seeing.
I better not. She'll get real upset with me.
Oh, come on, Warren. We're not going to tell anybody.
Oh,
we're
there's
not
my
tell
girls.
anybody.
Oh, my goodness.
Which one is
well,
she? Where is she?
she's on our left, and she's coming now. There she is.
With the glasses?
That's my girl.
All right, Miss
That's
Bell.
my girl. St. Mary's Academy, the Cougars. This is another one of those long-standing parochial schools in New Orleans, founded by the Holy Family nuns many, many years ago.
Warren, how much did the uniform cost?
I don't ask my wife those questions, but it's lovely, isn't it?
Oh, of course.
When a daddy sees his daughter like that, he doesn't care what it costs.
Of course.
Again, this is St. Mary's Academy, and I know who's in the background. Right behind them is a certain famous singer.
And that certain famous singer is named To Be Continued.
To be continued.
Isn't she wonderful?
Oh, beautiful, huh? I love marching bands. I
Now,
just love marching
Tomorrow,
bands.
that'll be me in the blue jacket with the cap.
Oh, really? You're going to be...
Oh, I've been doing chaperone duty this year. Yes, sir. You don't send your daughters out to carnival parades without a little protection.
We've got the flambeau carriers at this time.
Yes, and they are heralding the arrival of our Grand Marshal.
Oh, I cannot
Someone
wait.
you've had the privilege of interviewing.
Oh, I just happen to be a fan of her. Ladies and gentlemen, Grand Marshal of
here comes
Endymion.
our
Endymion's
girl.
Grand Marshal for millennial year 2000 is Teen Queen of Pop, Jive Records recording star, our very Louisiana own Miss Britney Spears. She's originally from Kentwood, Louisiana, you know. Native who practically dominated the pop music singles and album charts throughout '99 in North America and Europe. And she just purchased a palace, I imagine, I believe in England not too long ago. And she is just looking absolutely precious in pink.
I hear she looks pretty good in that little Mercedes convertible she bought last year also.
Well, it goes well with
Hey, I'm
her,
not mad at her.
with
Hey,
her palace.
Brittany. We love you, honey.
Yeah. Yeah, we're so proud of her, ladies and gentlemen.
I
We
remember
really
her
are.
mom and dad when we had Brittany
Yeah.
on the show. Boy, you talk about hanging close
Oh, well, let me
to
tell
their
you.
little darling.
Remember when I asked her mother, though, what is the one thing that you're most concerned about, she being so young? Well, at the time, she's 17, now 18. What is your most, you know, what you worry about your child? You know, 17, she
Sure.
looks much older. And the one thing that really concerned Mrs. Spears was the idea of her daughter traveling so much in an aircraft.
Yeah.
You know, and I can imagine that. I can imagine. But she looks beautiful, and she has made a name for herself. And she's done it well. She started
Done
as
a
a
wonderful
musketeer.
job, yeah.
She started as a musketeer, and she looks fantastic. What do you think? She looks beautiful, huh? She's from Kentwood, Louisiana. Now, she didn't win.
Oh,
The
so what?
Grammy.
It's only an award.
It's only an
I'll
award.
bet you if you added up the dollars she won in that contest, huh? Do you know she signed on for several major endorsements? I believe she's going to make $6 million this year just from 3 commercial endorsement contracts that she has signed.
And what about sitcoms?
Oh, the sky's the limit. There's now a Britney doll. You're gonna see Britney doing milk commercials. It's a Britney kind of world. McDonough, number 35, senior high school, another very, very famous, well-loved New Orleans band. 35's been around the New Orleans scene again for, oh gosh, I think 60 to 70 years itself.
And this is class of 96. I think I saw
90. I think
96
the
or
banner
98.
was donated by the class of '98. I think
Oh,
that's how
I
that
see.
works. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When you pay for it, you get to put your name on it. You see. You know, the newspapers did a story this week, Nikki, and it talks about, rightly so, the number of hours these young men and women put in the months leading up to Carnival to march in these parades, and they don't get any compensation. The school the school does get a fee, but by the time you deduct the cost of transportation and refreshments for these kids, it isn't really a lot of money, but what they add to Carnival is immeasurable. And all those smiling faces, huh?
And if you're concerned about, oh, I wonder if they're feeling a little bit chilly, don't worry about it.
No, they're
You're
fine.
walking so much.
That's right.
You're having such a good time that everything balances off. It's just like having your central air conditioner.
Believe me,
Personally.
those stockings and those bodysuits the ladies and the guys wear. Mac 35. McDonough 35, senior high school.
Those are a lot of kicks, darling.
I'm telling you. And just imagine, they're only about a third of the way through so far. But again, Nikki, these young men and women put in so many hours of training getting ready for this that by the time they start actually doing the parade route. Most of them are in pretty doggone good condition.
Excellent condition. Oh,
A good
look
hot soak, and they're on it the very next day. Most of these young men and women we see tonight will be performing again tomorrow, and probably at some point on Sunday. The parade crew members actually do it one time.
Wow.
These kids in the high school groups do it at least 5 or 6 times for many of the high schools in that 2-week period that makes up the carnival season.
Now,
and look at them, they step high, they keep that spirit all the way through for the most part.
and this is you said 5 miles.
The parade length, the parade route is 5 miles, and when the first units are getting to the Superdome, the last units are only right then and there going on to City Park Avenue to begin their parade route.
Wow, and then
Isn't
we've
that
got
something?
them, and then there's the ball.
Oh, baby, that's the party of all parties.
Yeah.
The Endymion Extravaganza inside the Superdome has been there for, I guess, about 18 years or so. But the entire parade goes inside the Superdome and then entertains the people who are waiting for it there. And that only after that do the bands finally get to finish their duties.
Our Grand Duke
Some
of
of our
Endymion,
riding lieutenants,
Mr. David Dixon.
coming up.
Oh,
That's
right
right.
there. There you go.
There he is.
There he is. Mr.
Dave
David
Dixon is the man who had the idea over 25 years ago to build a dome stadium as a way of bringing professional sports to New Orleans, as a way of putting New Orleans on the map. Everybody thought he was a crazy man at the time.
Yes, because it was just a dream. You're like, what are you talking about?
Well, he kept talking about that dream in Baton Rouge. Governor John McKiffin said, okay, let's do it. And the rest, of course, is the history of New Orleans as Dave Dixon became the granddaddy of the Superdome. Huh?
And you know who else we got, ladies and gentlemen? The Big Bad Voodoo Daddies. They bring that swing, incorporate the jazz, the new rock.
He's
All
got his own
beautiful
band to
sounds.
entertain tonight. Big Dave Dixon.
And we're so proud to have the Grand Duke, Dave Dixon, and the Big Bad Voodoo Daddies.
And I believe we would
with
be
us
remiss
tonight.
without mentioning that his better half is with him. His wife, Mary.
Oh, Mary looks beautiful. Hello, Mary.
We're going to take a quick break, is that
Yeah,
right?
We are, and we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, with more Endymion 2000 right here on Cox 10. Don't go away. Oh, don't go away. It's right behind you. It's right behind you. It's coming.
Your grandma was sitting by the fire. My grandma told your grandma, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. You're talking about hey now, hey now, Aiko, and
On LaSalle and Rampart Street, the combos play with the mambo beat. The Mardi Gras mambo, 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 Mardi Gras mambo, mambo, mambo.
Beautiful. Big Bad Voodoo Daddies. I love their swing. I just love their
Was that
hip hop
the Voodoo
kind of swing.
Daddies?
The Big
You know,
Bad
I have
Voodoo
not heard them yet.
Warren, I'm going to introduce you
I'll
to
have
them.
to correct that.
I will introduce, and we've got Jesuit High School
Ladies and
Marine
gentlemen,
Corps.
the Jesuit Blue Jays, Marine Corps Junior ROTC first. And again, that's the Jesuit Marine Corps Junior ROTC unit. Not to be confused with the Jesuit High School Blue Jays Band, which is a completely separate unit.
I just love those drums.
Now, remember we talked about the magnificent costumes. Here's an example from the ladies' side. And again, look at the headdress, Nikki. Oh.
Absolutely, positively
These are the
gorgeous.
maids of Endymion. This lady represents the Republican National Convention, which I remember covering at the Superdome many years ago. Remember, everything has something to do with the Superdome this year.
Now we're understanding the program. A boat show, a botanical show.
This is the Home and Garden show there.
And this is the Home and Gardens, Maids of Endymion.
Look at the outfits. Now,
how much do you
the lady in red, white, and blue is Miss Bridget Noel Ruda, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Anthony Ruda, representing the Republican Convention. And then the second young lady is Michelle Elizabeth Bacon,
daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Mike Bacon of Covington. And the maid representing the Home and Garden show, Bridget Ruda's fitted gown of fiery red velvet that you saw earlier. Well, let me just tell you, it weighs a lot, and she is doing a beautiful job. But right now, we have got the South Philadelphia Mummers.
Now, you know, in Philly, there's the Mummers Parade. And now they've become part of our tradition, sort of like our friends from Brazil, the Casa Samba dancers.
Absolutely.
Now, this is another one of our Endymion maids. Boy, things are rolling along now.
Miss Katrina Ann Clarkson, who is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. John Clarkson of Liberty, Indiana. Represents the Barnum and Bailey Circus. But right now, as we see
Kelly
at this
Marie
moment,
Bergeron,
the greatest show on earth,
representing Disney on Ice, right?
Yeah, gorgeous. We're trying to keep up. They're going
okay, you
fast.
guys, now you're moving too quickly. Our viewers want to see this stuff. Beautiful, beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Again, you mentioned how heavy those headdresses are, and these young ladies have to wear specially fitted braces to keep that stuff properly supported on their backs. Amazing.
And one of my all-time favorite things to watch, performances to watch, actually, ladies and gentlemen, for Endymion is Casa Samba dancers. Casa Samba, representing Brazil. Todo bem, muito delirante in Brazil.
You know, it's funny. Up until about 10 or 15 years ago, these folks were not a part of our carnival celebration either, and it's so nice that they bring the additional flavors with them.
Now let's listen to this wonderful samba, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'll just watch.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the traditional samba dance that is going on right now as we speak in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, because they're also celebrating Carnival.
When I was younger, I used to have dreams that looked something like this, but that was when I was younger.
Warren, I want to retort, but I can't. This is samba.
Now I remind myself I have that many daughters. So the dream has changed a lot.
This is beautiful. Carnaval. Todo bem. Jason Marcellus? That was Jason Marcellus with Casa Samba. Jason Marcellus. One of our most favorite persons in New Orleans. Renowned musician and so young and has accomplished so many things. Look at this beauty. Look at this
more
beauty.
Maids of Endymion. I believe this is Float H and I. This is Miss Elise Marie McDonald, daughter of Dr. Elizabeth McDonald of Metairie, representing the Papal Visit. I remember when the Pope came to New Orleans.
To visit the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, very special mass at the Dome.
Every time
I think they squeezed 80,000 people in there.
Every time there was a touchdown, I said, goal! Look at
That's
this
right.
yellow.
This represents the NFL's frequent visits to New Orleans in the way of the Super Bowls.
And there's nothing mellow about this yellow. Absolutely decadent. Decadent. So much pride put into these floats and costumes. And of course,
and that is
the
Kelly
beads.
Guerin, I believe that's that young lady. Kelly Marissa Guerin from Kenner, Louisiana.
We love the city of
Oh,
Kenner.
my. Again, you can't say enough about the incredible costumes that are such a trademark. This is Southwestern High School Marching Band, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 6th time this particular band has appeared in Endymion.
Excellent.
Southwestern High School Marching Band, again under the direction of Mr. Carey Crumling. This is appearance number 6, and they're planning to come back for the year 2004.
And we'll have more, and it will be continued in the drama of Endymion 2000 right after these messages. Don't go away. Would you look at this angel?
This is the Queen
of Endymion, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Bridget Catherine Lane, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Thomas Lane of Metairie. Bridget is a junior at Louisiana State University, as we know, LSU, majoring, believe it or not, in kinesiology.
Kinesiology.
Oh
my.
That's why I didn't
Plans to attend medical school.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
She was a maid of Endymion 3 years ago in 1997. Her royal gown is imported white peau de soie and has a fitted bodice with plunging neckline.
Well, I tell you, she looks like heaven.
Beautiful.
She looks like heaven.
Wow.
Look at that. It is amazing. I mean, I wonder, it takes a whole year to prepare.
Oh, yeah.
But I wonder if they start like 3 years before that and already have things scheduled. Because, I mean, this is something else.
I think they have at least a year to get ready for it individually as Queen. This is another very, very popular band in New Orleans, Xavier Prep High School. And drill team, of course. These are the Yellow Jackets. I still think
Beautiful.
one of the best things about parades is watching the faces on all these boys and girls.
Warren, were you ever in the school band?
No, I wasn't. I was in Glee Club, but these boys and girls work so hard and so long to do this. And you know, Nikki, most folks are really wonderful along the parade route, but there's always one or two people along the parade route who I think come out there just to be mean and nasty to these young men and women. But we learn to ignore them.
We learn to ignore them.
Again, we're watching these beautiful young men and women from Xavier University Preparatory School.
Look at that smile. And you know, they have been ready for about 5 hours.
Oh yeah, honey.
And they still have that smile going on.
They get out at City Park for about 3 o'clock. Most of the schools do, to get ready and lined up and in proper position. Because again, this parade is about 5 miles long. It is a huge undertaking just to get everything lined up and ready and have everyone in place.
And you think all this is beautiful, just wait till you see what is behind this fantastic marching band.
You mean right behind those flambeaux?
Right behind those flambeaux. Now, I know that
we'll
you
see.
at home don't see it yet.
A little royalty,
But
you
it's
think?
right behind you. You see, it's right there.
Soon enough, soon enough.
Soon enough. All in time, all in good time. I just love those drums. Let's listen. Sachet.
You go, girls.
It's just great. These ladies have rhythm and a smile that lasts for 5 long miles.
In case you didn't notice it, one of them also has a knee brace on right
Look
now.
at that. You see the
they
dedication.
have to work hard.
You see that dedication, ladies and gentlemen. That's a perfect example.
I think
of
the
what we've been
knees are
talking
probably
about.
the thing that takes the most abuse here.
Absolutely. And,
Because
you know,
they never stop going through those motions, but they do it so well.
no matter how many times you see this every year, especially for us New Orleanians, every year it's something new. It's a new spirit.
All those fresh faces.
Absolutely. Excellent. Oh, I would like to applaud to that.
Xavier Prep.
Chicka.
Followed right behind them, the flambeau carriers. More of the flambeau, and then I believe His Royal Highness is coming.
Oh yes, His Majesty, Your Royal Ducalness. I always just like saying, I remember Marilyn Monroe saying that, yes, Your Royal Ducalness. The King, ladies and gentlemen.
His Majesty Endymion the 34th is Mr. Howie Raymond of Kenner, Louisiana.
Also happens to be the president of Dorvan Development Company. Actually,
in his other life, who disguised as a mild-mannered real estate investment and management firm broker.
Yes.
He's been a member of Endymion for 2 years. But you know, the beauty of Endymion is that it's a completely democratic process. You don't have to be in it for 30 years to become king. The king is selected at random by a drawing every year.
Is that so?
It's a blind draw that takes place the night of January 29th in a coronation party. And again, King Endymion, His Majesty Endymion 34th, Mr. Howie Raymond from Kenner. How are you, Howie?
Hey, Howie. You look beautiful.
Wearing his royal tunic of imported peau de soie. I'm going to learn how to say that before it's over.
I bet you his house is afloat.
Trimmed in faux ermine, shimmering gold and silver. Again, His Majesty Howie Raymond. First, another message from our sponsors right here as live coverage of Endymion 2000 continues.
My grandma and your grandma were sitting by the fire. My grandma told your grandma, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. You're talking about hey now, hey now, I go, and look at my king all dressed in red. I go, one day. I bet you $5 he'll kill you dead. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now.
You know, there's a lot of people from other cities in Louisiana besides Baton Rouge. So you're from?
Natchitoches.
And?
Tallulah.
You had to think about it, didn't you? Come on, where are you from? Say it, come on.
Tallulah.
Tallulah, and you?
I'm from Tallulah, too.
I'd never know by the way you speak. Your first Mardi Gras?
No, I came a long time ago, but this
Back in the old days?
Yeah, when I was younger.
Back in the younger? Well, what about you?
It's my first.
And? What do you think?
Oh, it's pretty cool.
And?
And I'm having a really good time.
I can tell. Look all the bees. That's all you caught? You're not really racking up then?
No.
Hold on. Well, hold on. There we go. There we go. There. Hold on. We're helping out here. We got to share. There we go. See how that works? Aren't people friendly?
Sometimes.
I think I'm in trouble now. Let's go back. Bye, guys.
She's going to catch more beads, Doug. We haven't even seen float number 1 yet, but we will because it's coming real quick. In the picture, you just saw the tail end of, I believe, the U.S. Air Force drill team. And right now, coming into view,
Papa Joe's SS Endymion float number
1. And this one is sentimental for me, Nikki.
And
it's the only Endymion float I've ever had the pleasure of riding in.
Is that so?
Yeah, back in the 70s. I think 78 or 79.
How much did you spend in beads that year?
Well, I was an honorary guest, so guess what, darling? They even had the beads up there for me. But you know what's funny? It was the year of the New Orleans police strike. So we were parading in Metairie and not on Canal Street. But this is Papa Joe's SS Endymion. Used to be the biggest float in Mardi Gras way back when. It's named for Papa Joe Muniz and Papa Joe Asunto, 2 of the original grand old men of the Endymion organization. And this particular float has been around for a long time and made a lot of folks happy.
41. What?
Man,
look at the power that they have.
This year they're tossing footballs. Oh yeah.
And you should see the audience. I call them audience, of course, because we're spectating. And the hands just reaching out, throw me something, please.
Folks having fun now. I think our friends down on the street will stop complaining about not getting beads real soon.
And now the Shaw Eaglettes.
Archbishop Shaw High School.
From Marrero, Louisiana.
From the West Bank.
From the West Bank. Beautiful. That's one thing that my mother's always been crazy about are the high school bands. She just loves.
Now, it's the Shaw Eagles, isn't it? Yeah.
Shaw Eaglettes.
All purdy in their green and white.
Mm-hmm.
And right behind them, Nikki, float number 2. More beads. Bead alert. Bead alert.
And its theme, Endymion welcomes you to the Mardi Gras. And that's actually carrying more than like 100 riders. Can you imagine how many beads that little float must contain?
Now, they tell us this represents the Baton Rouge contingent in Endymion. It's a 120-foot-long greeting card, 3-dimensional, depicting the older and the newer sides of New Orleans. Look at all them beads hanging.
Can you imagine? The power. I'm telling you, it is a powerful thing when you're throwing those beads to us.
You see the New Orleans?
It really is.
Notice how the float looks like a New Orleans balcony scene.
Absolutely, it looks like
Very nice.
Looks totally New Orleans.
Over 100 riders just on this float.
Right.
Well, you know, there's
actually 2 of them.
Yeah.
It looks like 2 floats in one.
There are some Mardi Gras organizations that are happy if they have 300 members total.
Yeah, it's like a block party.
And then there's Endymion.
That's what this float
It's
really
amazing.
looks like. A block party.
Boy. Thank God for that chicken wire this year.
Well, alrighty then.
We're having fun, folks.
We sure are.
And I hope you are. This is a beautiful float.
They are all going crazy. It is just, I'm telling you. If you have never visited New Orleans, ladies and gentlemen, and this is your first time, I can just imagine how you're feeling right now. Your eyes, your spirit, you must have goosebumps as we speak.
Everybody's got parades.
And I sure hope you get the feeling of it. Now, to be
parades
here,
aren't
though,
like this anywhere else.
You know, I hope you get the feel of it. St. Augustine High School Band.
St. Augustine, Florida has a St. Aug band also.
Also known as the Yellow Jackets.
And they're called the Yellow Jackets. Boy, I'll bet anybody from New Orleans will get real confused over there. Because over here, Xavier Prep has the Yellow Jackets.
Of course, Grease is the word. Here at Endymion 2000, more of our fabulous
St.
New Orleanians,
Augustine,
also known as a flambeau.
Yeah. And again, we don't want you confused at home, folks. That's St. Augustine, Florida High School Marching Band.
You see, everyone's invited to this party.
Amen.
Everyone's invited to this party.
We'll be back with more live coverage of Endymion in just a few minutes.
in the dome.
Look at the color. Isn't that gorgeous?
That is the epitome of Mardi Gras.
Nikki,
That
114 feet long. This is another brand new float for this year. This is the new title float for Endymion.
Is that so?
Making its debut right now on live television.
It's actually trying to depict an Art Deco Fantasia. And well, you know, all the floats are in New Orleans. This is Mardi Gras, but this is definitely
Amen.
the purple, the yellow, and the green. And this is
You
the
have
whole...
the Greek muses Melpomene and Thalia, the muse of comedy.
The golden scroll with thousands of mini chase lights.
It also gives the riders a staircase.
And it actually rests on a bed.
Look at this
of
thing.
what I guess you can call them.
And again,
laurel
100
branches.
over 114 long, 114 feet long.
Absolutely.
Oh God, Doug's on the float?
Doug is on the
yes,
float.
he's on the float.
Nothing like
What's it like turning on to Canal Street, seeing this crowd of people?
It's an experience you cannot describe.
Can I throw something?
Yes, sir, you can.
What'd you give me some? Let me try. I can't hit you, Warren. You're too far away.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Throw me.
Oh.
They're having a
I
great
throw like
time.
a girl, don't I? Throw like a girl.
No, Doug, you don't throw like a girl.
Oh,
You
yes,
throw
he
it just
does.
right.
Yes, he does. He throws like a girl. I ought to know because I throw like a girl.
Well, I don't throw
and
like
he
a
throws
girl.
just like I did.
Oh, I hear another band.
Oh.
I hear the band. I hear the band.
From Orangeburg, South Carolina, this is the Orangeburg Wilkinson Marching Bruin.
Get ready tonight to remember.
Endymion always gives you a night to remember.
That's right, Warren. That is. Whoa.
Look at this man. And again, they're from Orangeburg, South Carolina. The Marching Bruins. We've been talking all night about the theme for this year's Endymion Parade, celebrating the 25 years of the Superdome. This is float number 4, celebrating the birth of the dome, and the two figures at the front represent Dave Dixon and former governor, the late Governor John McKippen. And of course, a lot of Louisiana men and women built the Superdome. That's why you've got that giant hard hat figure.
Whoa! Gorgeous beads. They definitely went out this year, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
The pearls look like pearls. I gotta bite one to find out if it's real or not. They look so real. Most definitely. Well, tell us a little bit more about, you know, when Dixon came up with this idea, or this
Well, everybody
particular-
thought he was crazy when he
Everyone.
first started the idea of the Superdome, but thank goodness somebody listened.
The Bertie High School Marching Band, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear more of their sound.
Bertie.
go.
That's pretty fancy footwork there from Bertie High School. We're going to take a quick break right now, folks. I can tell you that we have an entire lineup of floats waiting to pass by. Right now, you're watching the Bertie High School Band. We'll be back with more live coverage of Endymion in just a few minutes.
Here come the floats and the marching bands. Spread a little bit of that Mardi Gras jam. They're throwing the beads and they're throwing the blooms and that ain't no funny farm. That ain't no jungle movie. That ain't no mystical scene. That's Mardi Gras.
And welcome back to Endymion Parade at year 2000. Right now, Bertie High School Marching Band.
We're waiting to see float number 5 in its entirety.
Actually celebrating the day, August 29th, back in 1975.
When the Superdome first opened with Mr. Bob Hope as the headline entertainer. Pete Fountain was there, and you see Bob Hope and Pete Fountain right there at the front of this float. Gosh, 25 years ago.
And we are moving, ladies and gentlemen.
Amen. Again, this is float number 5, depicting the opening night of the Superdome. And some of the many artists who were featured there.
And thanks for the memories, the famous theme song of comedian and actor Bob Hope, which filled the Superdome when Hope brought his star-studded television special to town for the Superdome's grand opening show. Of course, once again on that date, special date, August 29th, 1975. Now, a large figure of actor and comedian Bob Hope dominates the front of the float, while a figure of New Orleans' own jazz great Mr. Pete Fountain, which, by the way, you have to go check him out at his own club.
You saw Pete recently,
place.
that's right.
Yes, at the Hilton here in New Orleans.
All right.
Oh, and my goodness, what an experience that was. After giving a standing ovation, ladies and gentlemen, I fell. I misstepped my tush for the chair.
You don't want to tell that story here.
No, I don't want to tell it again, but it was good fun, and he is absolutely wonderful.
Is this Oak Ridge coming up? Oak Ridge High School Marching Band.
And the band just keeps marching on. We're going to hear some more great music. I feel like it's Louisiana Jukebox, all with the same theme.
Then I see float number 6 right behind it, and I think 7's not far behind, folks. Lots more of this wonderful Endymion Parade coverage coming right now at you. And again, this is Oak Ridge
High School Marching Band
from Orlando, Florida. And again, that's Oak Ridge High School from Orlando, Florida.
And coming up, ladies and gentlemen, is float number 6. And remember, We've got 28 floats this evening. We're just at float number 6.
The outdoor shows, which have always been a part of Superdome events each year. Oh, girlfriend, look at the size of that fish up front.
In a state blessed with abundant wildlife, most residents of Southeast Louisiana can fish or even hunt in at least 100 different spots within a short drive or even a boat ride from their homes. Hunting and fishing are a year-round activity in Louisiana.
You see the fish up front. Right behind him is one of Louisiana's favorite TV fishermen. Smiling Frank Davis there.
And Frank Davis, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you visiting us,
One
he
of
is
our
just a
well-known
fixture. Yes,
TV
he's just a
personalities.
fixture of
yeah.
New Orleans. He's naturally New Orleans.
But it's not just about fishing. There's hunting, too. There's a nice buck on the second half of the float. About a 12-point buck, I'd say. We've got ducks. We've got wild turkeys.
We've got a lot of stuff, even lush marsh, as a matter of fact. And
Again,
here,
it's called the Outdoors Come Indoors with sportsman shows. Now, this is another
the
band.
Goldsboro High School Marching Band. Visiting us, the Goldsboro High School Marching Band are visiting us from South Carolina. Know some great people from South Carolina. Now let's listen to their music. Excellent. Look at this senorita. She's got a rose in her mouth. And they keep on marching on. And we're getting there, ladies and gentlemen. Float number 7 will be coming up shortly.
I go, hande. Giacomo Filo handande. Giacomo Finane. Oh, my spy boy met your spy boy. My queen all dressed in red. I go, hande. I bet you $5 she'll kill you dead. Giacomo Finane. Talking about head now.
Number 7 depicts the visit of Pope John Paul II, and there you see a robed figure of His Holiness, only Nikki.
Arms stretched out.
His Holiness has a second line umbrella.
Is that not something? He's got beads on the hand. Now you know the Pope is visiting New Orleans again.
I can hear some of my relatives saying, now you know that's a shame.
Now you know. The first ever by a reigning Pope, you know.
That's right.
That afloat depicts
and
one.
He packed them in the Superdome.
Beautiful. Look at the cross. Look how majestic.
And of course, you see the riders depicting Catholic nuns and bishops. Many of whom were here that day to see the leader of their church.
Well, after the Pope
as
departed,
he visited New Orleans.
The dome was reconfigured for the Tulane versus Iowa football game, and about over 27,000 football fans
Within
arrived.
a matter of hours, as I recall.
And now we have the U.S. Navy Color Guard from Jacksonville, Florida.
These are the Flying Rifles drill team. Just behind the color guard. You'll see why in a second.
Takes a lot of maneuvering on our streets.
This is the color guard, then come the rifles. I'll get this right sooner or later.
We're just having a good time. We really are. Really impressed with the crowd as well. The marching bands, the color guards, the marching bands visiting us from other states,
You know,
of course.
it's really interesting. So many
There they
people have gotten used to seeing Endymion up near the beginning along Carrollton Avenue that along Canal Street you have these long stretches where the crowds really aren't that thick. And it's very pleasant out here to watch the parade.
And now, Warren, we have
Maybe
the
I
U.S.
shouldn't say that. That'll be our secret.
Now we have the U.S.
The Flying
Navy
Rifles.
There you
drill
go.
team.
And the Cracker Jack drill team. And not too far behind, float number 8. And there are 20 more floats after this number 8. Let's see this maneuvering here. And don't you dare go away, because we're going to do some messages and pay our bills.
In a house, in a square, in a quadrant, in the street, in the lane, in the road. Turn to my love like a dove, and swearing on my bended knee, if ever I cease to love.
Now let's listen to Art Ryder's Jazz Band, New Orleans style. All right. Hello to you too, Princess. Thank you. That was a nice hello from that lovely senorita. Now we've got float number 8, basketball number 7.
Commemorating all the wonderful basketball games that have occurred in the Louisiana Superdome. And anyone who grew up here has to know the figure up front, number 7, Pistol Pete Maravich. Boy, did he give us all some wonderful memories watching him play.
There's that giant globe-trotter finger.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. And of course, all of this has to do with the LSU and the red, white, and blue of the popular Harlem Globetrotters shine.
Of course, we've had the Final Four there many times. New Orleans loves to host basketball.
And did you know that the Dome set the attendance record for the NCAA Final Four?
I read that.
And right here we've got the Marion Military Academy Marching Band.
From Marion, Alabama.
We got them all. Let's listen. And here, ladies and gentlemen, float number 9. Ho-ho, wrestling. And who is that? Who is that?
That's got to be Hollywood Hulk Hogan, baby, up front.
There you go. I could tell by the sideburns.
You remember when he was radical? Nowadays, he would be considered conservative.
Look at those hands just going. Come on.
Oh,
come on.
yeah.
Give it to me, mister. Hey. Wham, bam, pow.
You know, the very first professional wrestling match happened in the Superdome July 17th, 1976. And baby, it's bigger, better, and stronger than ever.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Wentworth Military Academy Band.
From Missouri, Lexington, Missouri.
This is the first time I see a marching band with so many beads around their neck. And they're from where?
They've been busy.
From Missouri. Welcome to your second home.
Float number 10, a bicentennial celebration.
As you can see, a huge bald eagle right there, right there, right there. Is he going to fly away, Warren?
I don't think so. He's probably got so much glitter on.
It's actually a 2-unit super duper rooper whopper kind of float. As a larger-than-life and drum corps leads the New Orleans celebration of our nation's 200th birthday.
We had a big birthday party at the Superdome, you might recall, back on July 3rd, 1976. And that's what these riders are commemorating tonight. Yeah. Do you see all the guys on this float?
Wow, and you know, the front of the second unit is a large figure of General George Washington in full uniform and seated on a white horse.
Again,
you'll see
this
it
is
right there.
There it is.
Hi there, darlings. Oh, gorgeous. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, these pearls, they look real.
Honey, if those pearls were real, we could retire rich. We have a little bit of a break before the next float arrives. Warren Bell and Nikki Reyes back with you in just a few minutes with more of Cox's coverage of Endymion 2000.
In a house, in a square, in a quadrant, in the street, in the lane, in the road. Turn to my love like a dove and swearing on my bed.
And welcome back to Endymion 2000. I am Nikki Reyes along with Mr. Warren Bell. And right now it is the St. Paul's High School, known as the Wolves Marching Band from Covington, Louisiana. float number 11.
The greatest show on earth! Within a month after the Superdome opened, ladies and gentlemen, the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus returned to the Crescent City after many years' absence to perform under the biggest big top of all, our Superdome, of course. Now, believe it or not, our dome was too big for Ringling Brothers. They had to cut off a piece of it or cordon off a section. This is another one of those super floats, though, Nikki. Look at that, one of those double jobs.
Yeah, twofer. Look at the lion, the lion. Oh, what a show, what a show.
It's a sea lion, huh? Oh, my, lions and sea lions. And
see those boxes up there?
And the
those
train,
are empty boxes. And this is only float number 11. Woo!
Ah, it's raining, Nikki. Raining beads, that is. And that's okay.
Beautiful.
Now they're coming through the chicken wire.
The colors are fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And look, there's the seal. There's the seal.
Beautiful.
Look at that seal. We got the lion and the seal together, and nothing is going wrong. So obviously we're having a good time. And
hey,
oh, what is this?
This is the Winona Steam Calliope and Dixieland Band.
Oh, now you see, I just like that.
I like this.
Let's listen.
From Minnesota.
It's the Calliope Band. Now, ladies and gentlemen, float number 12, the Home and Garden Show.
Double? Boy, that looks like a triple.
My goodness, it's only a double, but yes, you're right, Warren.
Double
it looks like a triple.
Decker. Lots of smiling flowers. At the front, a large sunflower in the gazebo.
It's a lovely garden.
It remembers the Superdome's very first home and garden show, darling, back in 1988. Look at this.
A highlight of the Superdome's first home and garden show in early '88, as you mentioned, was the construction of a completely furnished 3-bedroom house.
They built the house
on the dome
inside
floor.
the dome.
Now, the popular show has become a very popular annual Superdome attraction, and we know that here in New Orleans. Well, many beautiful attractions happen at the Superdome, but the Home and Garden Show is something incredible, because you know how large our Superdome is. Imagine. Just imagine.
And again, that is float number 12. Lots more to go as our continuing coverage of Endymion returns after these messages from our sponsors.
I'll tell you what, we've got more for you right after this. Don't go away. Endymion 2000.
Are watching members of the Covington High School Marching Lions, again from Covington, Louisiana. Here on Endymion 2000 parade coverage. Metropolitan High School Marching Band.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, float number 13, the Monster Trucks.
Yeah, for boys who like their toys with wheels on them. This commemorates all the great automotive events that have happened in the Dome. And you say, well, wait a minute, the Superdome's for playing sports, right?
Right.
Well, once upon a time, somebody had the idea of dumping about 800 truckloads of dirt inside the Dome. Then they invited in all these monster trucks, and they had a ball. That has become an annual event, believe it or not, at the Superdome. And there are also the motocross events for the motorcyclists.
And the most recent event for the Monster Trucks was just January 29th.
January 29th.
A little over a month ago.
It's still amazing that they can get all that stuff going on inside the Dome.
The same night as Endymion's coronation
This
ball.
year, that's right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. How do you like that monster truck at the front of the float, Nikki?
And they just, I tell you what, look at those fans. You see those fans right there just waiting for their beads? Well, I tell you,
think
monster
those
trucks attract thousands. I mean, thousands of fans.
I think these fans have figured out that when the floats get close to the Cox reviewing stand, these guys are always throwing a little extra. And you can see the results downstairs below. There aren't too many people walking around without a lot of beads on their necks. Of course, as Nikki has asked before, what do you do after with all those beads?
You keep them for next year. You give them to your friends who ride in a
And
float,
then they
or do you
get to
melt them
throw
all
'em back
together
out.
and make a vase? You know, that's the question. Or what about enough to probably make that motorcycle right there? I wonder if that's a hard. No, it can't be. No, it's got to be a dirt bike. Of course, it's a dirt bike. Oh,
We're going to take another quick break, folks. There's lots more of Endymion coverage to come right here on Cox Metro 10. This is Brainerd High School from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
We're going to start hearing the marching band. Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'd love to have dinner in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Here we go. Here we go. Let's listen. Chattanooga, Tennessee. That was the Brainerd High School Marching Band, and right behind it is float number 14.
Float number 14 represents the epitome of the class act. This super float reminds us of a very wonderful night in 1989 with Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., and Liza Minnelli in concert at the Dome. We didn't need any Las Vegas that night. We had it all right here.
Oh, I love Frank Sinatra. I miss him.
And so many people have dazzled their fans over the years at the Superdome with sellout concerts like that one. Now, did you notice who's at the front of the second half of the float? It's Cher.
Is that Cher? Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, they have the most fantastic throws. Beautiful throws.
And their arms are pretty strong, too, huh?
Yes.
Again, this reminds us of all the people who've performed at the Dome over the years, including as recent as Celine Dion,
Celine Dion. And what a voice. And we had the pleasure of having her here. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like it's the Jack Yates Senior High School Marching Band. And they are from Houston, Texas. A lot of people from Houston are visiting us this weekend, huh?
We're going to take another break.
Yeah.
We'll see you in just a few.
Big Bird, Big Bird, Big Bird! Big Bird Family Shows, float number 15. And that looks like Kermit the Frog. Hey, hope you kids out there are really liking this. Look how big Big Bird looks up there,
And of course, if you are a parent who's had young kids, anytime in the last 20 years, you have undoubtedly gone to the Dome to see the family shows.
And now we have Mr. Doug with a very important person in our Cox family. Hi, Doug.
The general manager of Cox Cable in New Orleans, Ray Nagy. Ray, you didn't get to ride this year. Why?
Well, I was out of town all last week, and I decided to see the parade from a different vantage point this year.
What do you think?
Oh, it's great down here, man. My little one's having a great time. My buddy Dwayne is catching bees. We're having a great time.
This is your little one?
Yeah, this is Tiana.
She wants to say something, like father, like daughter.
I don't think she's quite ready for that.
Okay. Ray, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Back upstairs.
Thank you, Doug. They're not just throwing beads, ladies and gentlemen. They're throwing bags of beads.
They're hurling.
And later on, I hope to see you soon so that I can
look,
show
Brett
you what else they're
Flintstone
throwing.
at that float. Whoa.
Hey, Wilma. Oh, that is just gorgeous. Family shows. That's what float number 15 is all about. Belle, the Beast, and all those other lovable characters from Beauty and the Beast. Just round out the float. Look at that, huh? Aw. Family shows on stage and on ice continue to grow in popularity at the versatile Superdome as we're actually showcasing to you this evening. From monster trucks to botanics to family to concerts. It's the Superdome, and we're proud of it. Hey, we're proud to call New Orleans home.
We are about to see, I hope,
In just a few.
I hope.
I hope.
I'll just wait and let them catch up.
Let's do. Let's do. I hope all you children out there looking at this are really liking it. And look at the little doll. This, ladies and gentlemen, was thrown to us. Is this not something? And it's porcelain. I mean, it feels like porcelain and heavy. This little baby, look at him.
It's beautiful.
Isn't he cute?
Beads
Amazing.
galore, all kinds of great stuff being passed out.
Oh, now we have the University of Kansas Naval ROTC drill team. I just love that footwork. You just gotta love that footwork, most definitely. You can see it way back there, can't you? Yes, you can. And now we're seeing Andrew Jackson, Fundamental Magnet High School from Chalmette, Louisiana. You know, I love playing bingo in Chalmette.
Uh-huh. Do you win?
Yes, I sure do. I love bingo. Hey, A, 5, J, 3, F. Well, there's no F in bingo. There's no J in bingo either. But I do see some cheerleaders, and I hear the music in the background. Andrew Jackson, Fundamental Magnet High School from Chalmette, Louisiana. One of our favorite cities here in Louisiana. Oh, yeah. All in Hearts. We love you. Andrew Jackson High School just won Best Band in its competition.
I think that was for one of the parades last week. And again, these are the Colonels.
And they're from Chalmette, and they won.
Andrew Jackson, Fundamental High School. Fundamental Magnet High School, I should say.
Oh. Still smiling.
Now, this particular float, number 16, commemorates all the fabulous concerts that have been entertained us over the years at the Superdome. And up front, you see the rock group Kiss, just one of the many.
Then you see Stevie Wonder, too.
We've had the Rolling Stones there, Rod Stewart. That looks like Tina Turner. Except it looks like Tina Turner had some silly string splattered in her face.
There she is. There's Rod Stewart on the top.
Like we said,
Now,
Michael Jackson, Paul McCartney,
Paul McCartney. All
Dolly
right, there
Parton,
we go.
George Strait, U2, Bono. Oh,
we just love them.
everybody's played the Dome.
And the Eagles.
Another one of those super floats.
You know, the Rolling Stones played in the Dome 4 times between 1978 and 74.
I made one of those.
Their second concert on December 5th, 81, set the world indoor concert attendance record at 87,500 persons, a record that still today stands.
I was there.
You know, did you also know that Kiss was to ride as Grand Marshal in 79, but the group canceled because of the police strike?
That was because of the police strike that year. That was 1970. That's the year I rode Endymion.
There you go. Now we are hearing the sounds of the Joseph Clark Senior High School Marching Band, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Bulldogs.
Marching band has only been together for 1 year.
Sound real good. Joseph S. Clark High School, of course, has been around for a long time, but the school has had to change location. Its original location
down in New Orleans where the blues was born. It takes a cool cat to blow a horn on LaSalle and Rampart Street. The combo
into our picture. Float number 17, Pro Rodeo.
As the urban cowboy became the rage in the mid-'80s, and we know why, John Travolta, bless his heart, professional rodeos began moving indoors in places like Las Vegas and other Western venues.
With a couple of hundred truckloads of dirt, our Superdome can also be the home for rodeo. And that's what this float is all about. You see a cowboy on horseback chasing down a bull up front under the watchful gaze of a rodeo clown.
Around the float are rodeo arena scenes of bucking broncos kicking up dust and throwing their riders, barrel racing, calf roping, and bull riding. I don't know if you know this, but the Superdome happens to be the first professional rodeo home place back in only
1993.
93, go figure. And it was, I think, like in May, in the beginning of May.
Right, and then June of 97, the Dome hosted an event called the Bull Fest and the Tim McGraw concert.
There, that looks like a stallion right there to your left.
Wow, look at that confetti fly. It's nice when there's a little breeze to carry it up into the air. Look at that.
No kidding. There's the clown. There went the clown. Send in the clowns.
Send in the clown. Meanwhile, we're going to send in the East St. John High School Band right about now from Reserve, Louisiana.
crowd goes wild. Oh.
Look good, look
Who
good.
are my boys right there, Mr. Warren?
Oh,
Who are my boys?
this is baseball at the Dome. And up front, you see Pete Rose and Sammy Sosa from Dominicana Republica.
República Dominicana, mi vida, come to my island.
And of course, baseball is another professional sport, which is no stranger to our Superdome. And that's what this float is all about, commemorating some of those memories from the past 25 years.
And the fine dining that goes along spectating a baseball game. You got your Cracker Jacks, you got your hot dog.
Oh,
you
yeah,
got
all
your
the
soda,
good stuff.
And you
All
got
the good stuff.
the peanuts. The peanuts fly, Pelican.
As long as they're my peanuts.
And here we have the West Charlotte High School Marching Band. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got float number 19, the bowl games, Sugar and Super.
This colorful super float depicts the big prizes, the Sugar Bowl and the NFL Lombardi Trophy, for some of the many championship football games won at our Superdome. And Nikki, you see some of the helmets from the various championship teams.
I see a cup.
That have played over the years. Oh, you see that big Sugar Bowl up front, huh?
I saw the cup. You don't see the cup right now at home, but there was a cup. It was a big cup. You could take a bath.
And there you see Green Bay Packers helmet, Texas.
They actually won the Super Bowl when they were here.
Green Bay did, that's right.
Yeah.
Did you know that the Superdome has been the incubator for more NCAA National Football champions than any other stadium?
And perhaps the most prolific collegiate title winner in the Dome has been the Alabama Crimson Tide. 5 Sugar Bowl wins and 3 national championships. The January 2nd, 97 Sugar Bowl between Florida and Florida State set the Dome football attendance record of 78,344 fans.
And of course, the Superdome has hosted more NFL Super Bowl games than any other stadium. And they're getting ready for the year 2002. Meanwhile.
And now the Jesse Jones High School Marching Band.
Right.
They actually won the Battle of the Bands in Houston, Texas, and now listen why they did it.
My grandma and your grandma were sitting by the fire. My grandma told your grandma, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. You're talking about hey now, hey now, Aiko, Aiko, and
tradition, I understand, to have this guy on the TV. Hey, Tanner, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right, you brought a friend with you? Come over here, Cameron. How you doing, Cameron?
Good.
Now, I understand that these are good flirting beads. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by flirting beads? You were trying to flirt with that girl earlier?
Nope.
Wait a minute. I saw you. You can't fool me.
You can't fool me either.
I see what they mean about a character. Uh-oh, we're about to get bombed here, Cameron. Look out. Here it comes. Look out. Go ahead and catch me.
There's float number
This is part
20.
of the fun, I understand.
Commemorating
So,
the
Tanner,
national...
you caught one of these. How'd you get that one?
I was waving my hands high in the air, and I was looking at him, and I was like, is he looking at me? And he flew down.
Okay. Yeah, you really enjoy this, don't you? You're pretty much of a ham in front of the camera, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
And we were watching the Republican National Convention float, commemorating that year in 1988.
And we've got a St. Charles streetcar. Let's listen. Whoa, and now we see a little ensemble going on here, huh? This is the Johns Hopkins University Pershing Rifle Drill Team from Baltimore,
Wow.
Maryland.
Did you see those moves?
I'm telling you, it's amazing. Hardly
Much
ever
work.
see that. Think about it, Warren.
So much work they put into this stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And,
And there, you see him coming up on your screen, is the Florida A&M University Army ROTC drill team visiting us from Tallahassee, Florida. We should welcome them to their second home as well, here in New Orleans. But I tell you what, this whole event has been quite generous. The amount of beads that have been thrown, unbelievable. And we've got a lady leading the pack, mind you.
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
You can tell I have a house full of daughters, right?
Yes, you sure do. Yes, you sure do. Now, don't you?
Oh, boy.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies
Mr.
rule.
Warren Bell is celebrating his 17th wedding
You better
anniversary this
stop
evening.
that.
Oh, well,
Float number 21.
world premiere, Hunchback of Notre Dame. Lights, cameras, action, live from the Louisiana Superdome. And it all happened on June 19th, 1996.
That was the world broadcast premiere
Yeah.
of The Hunchback of Notre Dame, the Disney animated musical, and that's what this float is all about commemorating.
And of course, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, based on French author Victor Hugo's historical novel of 1831.
And of course, you see the Hunchback
Yeah.
up front.
Yeah. Flanked by gray gargoyles from the cathedral
I love
facade.
gargoyles. As long as they stay up there on the tops of the cathedrals.
And now we've got the Eau Claire High School Marching Band from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. We've got the Cheeseheads with us
Hey,
tonight.
hey, be nice now.
Hey, Cheeseheads rule.
Actually, I could use a cube of cheese right now. I'm getting hungry, Nikki.
Gouda, that's very Gouda.
Gouda? Okay, that would be good too. That would be Gouda too.
Let's listen. Got an awesome football team, and now we have an awesome float number 22, boxing. Oh, what a dream of mine to go to Las Vegas.
Get ready to rumble! And of course, boxing has also been one of those sports that comes back over and over to the Superdome. I remember the boxing match featuring the gentleman whose picture was featured right up front, namely Muhammad Ali.
The greatest fighter of the world.
Yeah, baby.
And and Roberto Duran.
There's Roberto's head. There's Ali up front. Roberto Duran, another one of those famous fights from Duran versus, Sugar Ray, of course.
And they got a newspaper on the side of the float. You see some newspaper. One of the headlines in Spanish says, "No más," meaning no more.
Yeah, well, that's when Roberto gave
And
up
now,
the
ladies and gentlemen, the Marcus High School Marching Band. Right there.
We've got more floats.
Float number 23, the Indoor Super Fair.
Oh, yeah. That's where they bring the Ferris wheels and the merry-go-rounds inside the Superdome at least a couple of times each year. And boy, the kids turn out for that. 60,000 visitors came to the first Indoor Super Fair back in 1986, and it has been enjoying its popularity each and every year. Nikki, look at the size of this thing.
Look at the size of this float. Once again, a twofer. 2 floats in one.
Super floats commemorating the Super Fairs.
You got your tilt whirl.
The giant midway. Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
boy.
Happy youngsters enjoying her ice cream cone.
There's probably a good 80 to 90 guys on this float.
Lollipop. While she's watching, actually, a ping pong ball drop into a goldfish bowl prize. That's what it's all about. There you go. The entire float is a rainbow of color and activity. And boy, they spared no expense on those floats, huh? A 2-for-1. We call them the super floats. Maybe not double deckers. Ooh, and who do we have here but the Shelton High School Navy Junior ROTC drill team. Stunning, stunning uniforms. And 1, 2.
You left, you
Left, left, right, left.
Yeah, you got it.
That's how it goes, right? This is the New Orleans Saints. Jim Haslett.
We're gonna see some of the new stars of our NFL franchise coming up. Number 24, and Doug is next to that float, featuring the new Saints general manager, Jim Haslett.
Jim Haslett of New Orleans Saints. Coach, this is your first time, right?
First time ever, yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, I'm having a great time. I got 3 kids are having a great time. My wife's having a great time. A little more than I thought it was.
What do you think of the crowds? It's pretty something else. Huh?
Well, it's amazing how many people show up for this at this time of the night. It's exciting. We're really having a great time.
All we have to do is get a few of these in the Superdome next year, and you never know.
Well, it'd be nice to get a couple of these in the Superdome. I don't know if we can get this many people in the Superdome, but it would be nice to have that many.
Coach, thanks a lot. Go ahead and throw some more. Appreciate it. Take care. Thanks, Greg.
Excellent. Welcome to New Orleans.
Our brand new coach for the New Orleans Saints, Jim Haslett.
We got float number 24. Go Saints! The Gridiron Classics.
Now, this float reminds us of all the fun we have watching football at the Superdome, not only with our Saints, of course, but we've got the annual Sugar Bowl, we've got the Bayou Classic, we've had those 6 Super Bowl games, and of course all the high school football championships every year at the Superdome. Man.
Got Southern, we got Grambling.
Oh, yeah.
We got it all here
We
for
got
you.
we got LSU. I see Gumbo, the Saints mascot. I see number 57. And for those of you who don't remember, that was Ricky for all those years. Hey.
I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to give you the U.S. Navy Band.
I enjoy these guys and gals.
Proudly New Orleans based.
And I grew strong. And I learned how to get along and turn your back from that space. Not just looking about you and got that look on your face. I should change that to that. I should have made you leave here. And I know for just 1 second you'd be back to my big walk out the door. Walk out the door. Just turn around now. You know welcome anymore.
With that voice, you will survive. That was the U.S. Navy Band, New Orleans based. And my goodness, do they have a CD, some originals, and a bio? Possibly Louisiana
They do
Jukebox.
great, don't they? They
Can help you
always
guys
do
out.
great. They
Float
really
number
do.
25,
Oh, baby.
Warren.
This is the float commemorating the Endymion extravaganzas all these years. And of course, the extravaganza is plain and simply, the biggest indoor party of Mardi Gras. It began back in 1974 in the old Rivergate Convention Center, and then it moved to the Superdome in 1981. It's been there ever since. Now, Nikki, listen to this. There are 14,000 plus Endymion members and their guests waiting to be entertained inside the Superdome. 9 hours of partying. Can you believe that?
Wow.
They'll still be going tomorrow morning when some of us are waking up to get ready for the next parades.
I got some good news for you folks at home watching this beautiful Endymion Extravaganza 2000. This is available for you, its entirety, on a VHS. $19.95 plus shipping and handling. And in just a few, I'm going to have that number for you, but during our commercial breaks, we will have a bumper showing you that number, so pay attention, okay?
Absolutely.
Don't go away. Don't not change that channel. Once again, Endymion Extravaganza, and this is float number 25.
Right.
Going up to 28.
The Endymion Extravaganzas. We're going to take a quick break, pay a few more bills. We'll be back with more live coverage in just a few moments.
Yeah, you're right.
'26, commemorating the new baby dome in town, the New Orleans Arena, which arrived via the Stork just a few months ago.
Is that a hockey stick? I like hockey.
That's where our brass are playing hockey these days.
I want to watch boxing and hockey right now. Right now, Warren.
And a good concert or two.
Oh, absolutely. Hockey
These
players
guys moving quickly through.
of the New Orleans Brass.
From Charleston, South Carolina, the Citadel Summerall Guards from the Citadel Military College.
Of South Carolina, Charleston. Look how beautiful.
Oh, this is precision here.
Oh. You know, I've been looking for that word. I said discipline, but it is precision.
It's both.
That
Because you can't get that precision unless you've got the discipline. And those folks are famous for that.
England, eat your heart out. Now, float number 27. You see that? It looks like New Year's.
Oh my goodness.
It looks like New Year's, and there's smoke
Ladies
coming
and
out of it
gentlemen,
too.
presenting Captain Eddie's SS Endymion. Steamboats are coming.
I said, what? I did not hear that, Mr.
I
Bell.
said steamboats are coming, Miss Nikki.
I thought I saw a little itty bitty steamboat.
I don't know about itty bitty on this one, baby.
Exactly. Wait till you see this very small steamboat and just a little puff of smoke coming out of it.
It's only the
Steam.
longest float in Mardi Gras.
Look at that. Have you ever seen a trumpet that illuminated like that before in your life?
Let me say that again for the benefit of our viewers. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the longest float in the carnival season. If size matters, baby, This is where Endymion says, I'm the one.
Well, I want that flower piece.
This is beautiful.
Look at this.
This float was first introduced last
We got
year.
a band going on too, Warren. Excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you got a band going on.
Oh, yeah. 5 units in tandem. 240 feet low. Wow. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is our last float right now.
Yes! Yes! Thank you!
This is to tell you,
yes.
we see the Cox tent sign. This float reminds us all that next year Carnival happens on February 27th. The theme will be 2001, A Space Odyssey. Thanks again to the entire Endymion organization for all of the help it has provided us, particularly Nanette Musette. Is that right?
And Mr. Brad
From the
Grummeyer
organization. Is that Brad?
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Hey,
we
Mom
see your
and
son.
Dad.
We're going to show it on TV in just a few, darling. I think we already saw it. Yeah, we did. We did earlier.
And again, folks, the final float for the Endymion Parade. And already they're reminding us what next year's theme will be, 2001, A Space Odyssey. That date again, February 27th, 2001, where hopefully we'll be back here with you on Cox Communications to tell you all about that fantastic Endymion Parade, the ultimate parade of the carnival season. Yeah, there's lots of super floats and super parades these days. But if you're old enough to remember, you know who started this all, and that was Endymion.
Endymion itself.
1967.
So in other words, we really did have 27 floats, but we just got a sneak peek of the 28th.
Well, we had
going into
28
the
floats, but number 28 was our billboard for the future.
Oh, wow. So we got to see the future. We literally got to see the future.
Yeah, man, and I saw a lot of beads, and there was this guy downstairs, too.
I know.
He just kept talking and talking. Doug somebody, huh? Oh, there he is.
There he is. Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
Did you have fun?
I think I did.
Did you flirt with enough pretty little girls?
I think my horse was probably my favorite.
Well, no comment. Whatever turns you on. You know?
I'm tired.
Yeah.
You guys wore me out.
I'll tell you what,
you guys
we had a wonderful
It's
time.
been great, folks.
Do not forget, if you want this on VHS, $19.95 plus shipping and handling.
Available
area
at
code
Cox.
304-7345, extension 2378. I'm Nikki Reyes. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm Warren Bell.
I'm Doug Schubert.
Yes, he is, and we'll see you again. Enjoy the rest of your carnival season, everyone. Thanks to the Cox crew. Thanks to the Chrysler Plymouth Dealers Association.
Thank you, folks.
Happy Mardi Gras!
2000, baby! Yeah.